Okay, this is a 2016 Kia Soul, and I'm diagnosing an engine check light that popped a P0456 code, which 95% of the time is going to be the gas cap. However, I've tried that, and I'll tell you what I did. First of all, my experience with the code, it would be intermittent. And that led me to suggest that I had overfilled and basically spoiled my evap container. And what I mean by that is I just saturated it. And I went with that theory for quite a while because it did clear. But then I stopped filling up my tank all the way and the light came back on. So now I'm having to diagnose the problem. So what I did, I replaced this cap with a suitable substitute. I put a thin coat of grease around the edge to see if it's making contact, and it is. This is nice and smooth here. There's no rust or anything. So, and it's got a good gasket. So I've used two different caps. I don't think that's my problem. Although, funny thing, after like going through my caps, it did go off, right? So I was like, oh, okay, gas cap. I don't know about that. So after two, I may just have to get an OEM cap, but we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and just do some preliminary checks. So what I've got going here is I'm gonna check the solenoid valve of the evap system. So you remove the cover right there. It just pops off. The cover stays on by these ball joints here. So it's very easy removal. And then your solenoid is up front. It's right here. So that's very convenient. Those are the ball caps right there. I don't know if you saw those. I wasn't looking in my camera. Okay. So to test this thing, I've already tested it, but I'm going to show you what I did. Is you move that clamp off, and you take this off when the engine is off, and then you'll start your engine. Right now you hear that sound. That means it's pulling pressure. But one thing to note is when your engine's cold, it's not going to pull pressure at all. So you have to wait a couple of minutes for the engine to warm up before it starts making that sound and pulling pressure. So I've just diagnosed my solenoid as being good. Clamp that back on here. So now I'm on to my next thing, and what I want to do is I want to look at the canister next to see if it has any cracks in it. So that's where we're going after this video. Another thing I've done is I've checked the sensor 2 fuse, which is up in the engine compartment, and it's this fuse right here, sensor 2. It's a 10 amp fuse, so I pulled that and I gave it a continuity check, and it's good. It's a good fuse. Canister in a very easy removable position. So it's right here under the driver's side rear end of the car. So I'm going to pull this thing off and check it out. So I checked the canister. To pull that off, you need a 10mm socket extension screwdriver to help with the clips that help secure it up in place. You got some nuts and 2 bolts. And then you can do a test on this, and what you do is you purge some air, and you spray bubbled water around your areas where you think you might have cracks, which I did already, and I have no cracks at all visible or with my air check. So my canister is good, all right? So what that caused me to do, I got the engine on this thing running right now, and I'm looking at the hoses that go into the canister, and you can see the one on the right is, I don't know, the orientation of this anyway. The small one here, that goes all the way up forward. So that sound you hear, that puffing sound, is suction going through here. That goes up to the engine and returns the vapors to the engine, to the forward solenoid that we already checked. Now the center one here goes to the gas tank, and I'm going to show you where it goes. I think that's my problem, because I have nothing coming out of here. I should be having, I believe, if I'm troubleshooting this correctly, I should have something coming out of here. I should have vapors coming out, and they're not coming out. And then this here goes to a solenoid here that when you have too much pressure, it just releases it into the atmosphere. So I have no way of knowing if that's good or not without doing an electrical check. But right now this concerns me. So that's where I'm at, and I'm going to show you where that goes. I pulled my back seat off here. To do that, you need a 12mm wrench to take a bolt off of your bench sheet, and then you just pull it out, which I've done. You need a heat gun or a blow dryer to loosen up the glue. Then you can pull that cap off, and this here is the I believe, well, I know this goes to the hose below into the canister. All right, but I'm not getting anything out of it, so I'm wondering if this is good or bad.